Hi, I'm Neil from Board Game Happy, and thank you for watching this really quick review of Jekyll versus Hyde, a two-player trick-taking game. Now, as some of you may already know, I quite enjoy trick-taking games, and this is a really clever two-player trick-taking game that was bought for me very kindly by a friend who imported it, as he knows how much I love trick-taking games. This is the German edition. English rules are available on BGG, which I have downloaded, so that's makes it very playable and very good to import. So let me show you how it plays, and then we'll come back up and I'll let you know my final thoughts. Okay, cheers. Okay, this is Jekyll versus Hyde, a two-player trick-taking game. Let me show you some of the components you get. First of all, you have a deck of cards in 3 different main suit colours, numbered 1 to 7. And you also have 4 potion cards. You have the suit hierarchy tokens, and you also have this wonderful marker which indicates how far into the game you are in terms of winning, because at the beginning of the game this marker is placed on the Dr. Jekyll side of this track. Over the course of 3 rounds, Mr. Hyde wants to win or lose as many tricks as possible, so there's disparity between the 2 players. By that, what I mean is at the end of each round, you will work out what the difference is between each player's trick totals. So if Dr. Jekyll has 1 and Mr. Hyde has 9, the difference is 8. This would move 8 spaces along here. If ever this marker reaches the end, Mr. Hyde wins. At the end of 3 rounds, if it is on any other space, Dr. Jekyll wins. The beginning of the first round, the marker is placed on the Dr. Jekyll side. Dr. Jekyll will be going first. Dr. Jekyll goes first in the second and third round if the marker is on any of these blue spaces. Once the marker gets to these red or purple spaces, then Mr. Hyde will go first. All of the cards will be shuffled, and then 5 will be discarded and 10 are dealt to each player. Okay, so this is the 10 cards dealt to each player. Each player will look at their cards. In the first round, you have to pass 1 card to your opponent before the trick taking starts. Second round, 2, and third round, 3 cards. If ever you have 2 or more potion cards in your hand, one of the cards you pass across must include the potion card or a potion card. So in the first round, if you had 2 potions, you would have to pass one of them. In Jekyll versus Hyde, there is no strongest suit at all times. The strongest suit changes depending on when cards are played. So for example, if I played a 4 green as my first trick, that would make green the weakest suit. The opponent would look at their cards. Now they have to play a green if they have one, or a potion card. They actually have a green, so they're going to play that. But if they played the potion card, something else would happen. I'll explain that in a minute. But if they played the green, they take that trick, place it over here. Dr. Jekyll has won 1 trick. They would then commence the next round. So they're feeling pretty good about the greens. They're going to play another green, a 5 green. Now, Mr. Hyde doesn't have any greens. Mr. Hyde could play one of the potion cards, but as you'll see, green is the weakest suit. So if Mr. Hyde even just played a 1 red, that would become the second strongest suit, making the purple, which hasn't been played yet, the strongest suit. Mr. Hyde would win 1 trick. If a player plays a card, normal card, like I said previously, you either have to follow that suit, or you can play a potion card. When you play a potion card, you check the numbers as per usual. Now, in this instance, a 3 is going to be to 2. If it was the 2 plus, that would also be the 2. The first thing you do is you do the effect of the potion. The effect is the colour that the opponent played. Now, red, the effect of red is to destroy the hierarchy of the tricks. The effect of green is to pass 2 cards between players. And the effect of purple is the winning player gets to steal a trick. In this instance, we have got rid of the hierarchy. The highest number now wins. That player will start the next trick. When calculating who has won a trick, you would first of all look to see if they're both the same colour, then the highest number wins. If they are different colours, you check the colour hierarchy, and the player with the highest colour hierarchy would win. If 2 potions are played at the same time, you just go based on the highest number. If a potion and a colour is played, you go on the highest number, remembering the plus sign. So if you had a 4 and a 4 plus, then the potion would win. You carry on winning tricks, changing the hierarchy order, swapping tricks between each other on purple potions, swapping cards on green potions until all 10 tricks have been played. Once all 10 tricks have been played, you find the difference between each player's trick numbers. If both players have won 5 tricks each, there is no change and this marker doesn't move. In the extreme example of 10 tricks, which can happen and has happened, this will obviously move 10 spaces and Mr. Hyde will win. If Mr. Hyde hasn't won, let's say for example he's only got here, you shuffle up again and go again. Play round 2, then round 3. At the end of round 3, Mr. Hyde can only win if the marker's there. Dr. Jekyll wins if the marker is anywhere along these spaces. Right, I hope that overview gave you a really good feel for Jekyll versus Hyde, and I will start this by saying I absolutely love this game. This is a really clever 2-player trick-taking game. Both players know what the overall objective is. Within 20 minutes, Dr. Jekyll wants there to be as much neutrality as possible. 5 tricks each time. Mr. Hyde wants to go all out. He wants to either lose every single trick or win every single trick if he can. You would think that because there's just numbers 1 to 7 in 3 suits, that, okay, so I've got loads of high numbers, I can definitely win loads and loads of tricks here. Well, no, not actually, because the suit hierarchy and the way in which you change it matters so much. Not only that, passing 2 cards to your opponent. When you are winning 5 tricks and your opponent's only got 1, passing 2 cards to your opponent as Dr. Jekyll, you can really push the end game, trying to get some kind of neutrality much easier than you would realise. But Mr. Hyde can also do the same to you, and then with the ability of stealing tricks from your opponent by playing a potion and demanding purple. Let's say, for example, you're Mr. Hyde and you're currently losing. You've got a couple of tricks though. You put down a 2 and you say purple. Dr. Jekyll now has to play a purple. He's now going to win that trick. And not only is he going to win that trick, if he's got a higher number, he's going to take one of your tricks. Those little moments in the game, they happen all the time, every round. Those little moments of making you feel brilliant and annoyed and frustrated with your opponent in equal measures. Absolutely brilliant. As I say, plays in 20 minutes, fairly easy to teach. Might take a little while to get people's heads around the fact that those potion cards are based on what your opponent played, and there's a bit of a change when you start with a coloured card. The other player must play a coloured card or a potion, but when you start with a potion and call out a colour, the other player must play that colour if they have it. But once you get your head around those couple of small concepts, it works really well. Like I previously said, components are really nice. I actually really like the card quality, but I especially like this. This is absolutely fantastic. Everything in this game is brilliant. It's a wonderful 2-player trick-taking game. I've played it so many times already, only had it about a week or so, and I absolutely love it. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to Matt for getting this for me, greatly appreciated. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll bring you some more reviews really soon. Okay, thanks. Cheers.